Good morning, traders. It is Wednesday, October 16th. We are about 30 minutes into trading, and it's time for the daily video. So, overnight, the tone has soured between US and China. The House is in favor of some of the pro democracy protests in Hong Kong, and China is outraged. We are slated for another round of tariff increases that was supposed to happen yesterday on $250 billion worth of Chinese goods. The tariff rate was supposed to go up from 25 to 30%. I think that since the face-to-face negotiations really haven't bared any fruit, that we could hear a tweet from Trump and that those increases could go into effect immediately. So I am on thin ice right now. I see that we've broken this downward trend line to the upside. That is positive. We're getting near the all-time high. We have a double top. So I think that the resistance here is going to be pretty stiff. We got a good round of earnings reports from banks yesterday. That helped fuel some of this rally, but the move is tenuous. Every time that the trade talks come up, there's a chance for a huge pullback in the market. But overall, if there's not a trade deal, and I don't expect one before 2020 with China, I don't think the market's going to really care about it. Every one of these little spats has less and less of a market impact. China's economy is doing fine. Our economy is doing fine. The U.S. is collecting billions in tax revenues. Consumers have not felt the pinch because the yuan has devalued so much. So I don't really see an issue to this. And China's CPI went up 3% yesterday because they have cut back on agricultural purchases from the U.S. It's hurting their consumers, their citizens, having much less of an impact on U.S. consumers. So I think we stay the course. We take a hard line with China. Market may not like it on a short-term basis, but if we get another pullback, we're going to be trying to sell more bullish put spreads right around this 200-day moving average, even at this 294 level. Unlike selling bullish put spreads, the Fed right now is in a position where they're probably going to ease. Bad news is good news. I think that supports the market along with decent earnings reports. So, for the short term, for today, I'm a little bit bearish on the market. We've got our nice bullish put spreads. Those are in great shape. They should be expiring this Friday. If we get a pullback next week, we'll look to sell more of them at these lower levels right in here into earnings. So we've got really nice positions on, but from a day trading standpoint, I'm looking for some shorts today. So I'm going to focus there, but we will find a couple of good longs as well. And as I get started here, I want to put you into the chat room and I want to show you some things that I've done early today. There are my morning market comments. You can see they're extensive right out of the gate. I'm kind of letting everybody know that I'm favoring the short side, BYND. I've highlighted that in my previous videos. A short that I very much like. It's up a little bit today, but I would look to short any kind of rallies there. You can see here I'm short SPLK, and that was about 23 minutes after the open. That's been a nice position. PPC looks like a good short. We'll look at these. I'm letting everybody know what looks good from a shorting standpoint. And I also shorted some futures. So I've got my stop in there. I'm going to be trailing it as well. I may have to exit it. And I'm trying to find where I shorted the futures right there. Short futures at 850 and the price was 29.89. Currently got about a 2-point winner on my futures. I have a stop in at my break even point, but I plan to trail it. I think the market's going to continue to drift lower today. Everything that you see in the video this morning is available at oneoption.com, www.oneoption.com. Spell it all out. Option Stalker is what we use to find these trades. So let's go find some trades. By the way, for those of you who are active traders, please subscribe to this YouTube channel because I'm going to be posting these videos every morning for the rest of the year, and there will be actionable trades. If you watched my previous videos, you know we're making money. Every video has had lots of winners in it. Let's see what we got unfold. Today, I'm looking at heavy selling. This is a bearish search, and I quickly went through these. And that's a pretty negative chart, but I'm looking for something that is rolling over from the top. I really like PG as a short, but it's got to get through this 100-day moving average. Once it does that, yes, sir, There's your uptrend line right there. You can draw it from here actually, get a little bit better trend line. You can see the big breakdown. Long red candles with closes near their low. 3 in a row now. This stock is in trouble. Like that short. Got to make sure it gets through the 100-day though. There should be some support for the stock at that level. So until it does that, you don't want to be shorting it. Don't be early in this market. MGM falling below the major moving average, hits the 100-day moving average, finds resistance. Now it's backing off, getting below that 200-day moving average. We know it has heavy volume today and liquid options. So yes, I think we can put MGM on the list. We need to take a look at what the 5-minute chart looks like. So let's do that quickly. And I'm going to be looking for relative weakness. I'm going to take my 10P indicator off, which I use for trading the S&P 500. And I'm going to put the strength indicator up. You can see relative weakness during the course of the day. So this stock looks like it's got a good breakdown. MGM is the symbol. So we're going to keep looking for some potential bearish trades. Workday. That took a big dump early in the day, and now it's starting to find support. But that is a major horizontal breakdown. I'm going to use that as an alert line. I'm going to drop it right there, and we're below it. So I think that this stock right here is going to be a decent short for us today. So I'm going to go into a 5-minute chart, and I want to draw a trend line. I'm going to draw one on a daily basis. I'm going to pick that low right there, and I'm going to connect it to that, and that line is going to extend out. If it's breached, I'm going to know about it. We might get an alert during the presentation, in which case we will trade it. And SPLK, that's a short that I have on already. Short right in here. So right about at my break-even point, a little bit below it. I've got to stop at my break-even because I had a nice little gain in it when I started the video. But I still think that SPLK is a very nice short today. Workday as well. Big drop though, so we got to wait for a bounce. Once that bounce stalls, we start drawing these trend lines, and the trend lines will alert us when that up trend line, that bounce, has failed, and that'll set us up with the next good shorting opportunity. But that was a major breakdown below support. It's at a new low. So I'm going to just keep looking to see what else we've got on the short side. Very strong downtrend. Don't like it though, because I want something that's got some movement to the downside like this. You've got earnings before the open, big drop below the 200-day moving average, below this uptrend line. That's a weak stock. We're going to look at another way to find this. PGR is the symbol. I think that's a good short also. Going through, take a look at what else we've got here. We don't have to go through a lot of searches. This pop bear is gold. If you go through on a swing trading basis and look for these, PPC, I love this short right here. You can see this horizontal breakdown right here. It's got room to the 100-day moving average. It's a little bit of a choppy stock, so you can expect some movement. You can't short it on the low. You got to wait for a bounce. Then when you get the bounce, then you can start to short it. And let's take a look at it. So you need a bounce maybe at the 29.85 level, and then you'll have a decent short, and you should be able to see that 29.60 level again today. But this is a pretty good breakdown. It's a chicken producer. Might be related to China, U.S. trade negotiations souring. CB, that's coming up on the 100-day moving average. That's a little weak. Not a big mover, though. You can see this nice downtrend here. Uptrend is broken, getting near that 100-day moving average. If it pokes below it, it would be a good candidate. So I've gone through some searches already this morning, and I'm just going to tell you which stocks I like shorting today. I'm going to cut to the quick. I'm trying to keep these videos as short as I can. Workday is a short on a bounce. SPLK, I'd mentioned. I think that's a short on a bounce. I like this uptrend line that's been breached to the downside here. Just have to be a little bit patient on that one. I think the market's also going to be soft. PPC, I think, is another good short. RNG, I ran across this on one of my custom searches, and that is trying to fail that support level right there. This stock has really run up hard on big volume, so we could see a little bit of profit taking. Let's take a look at the 5-minute basis here. Get a little bit of a bounce. Again, I'd like to see a little bit more lift in here, get the stock up at this point, because then what I would do is I would drop an alert line down on this candle here, connect it here, start drawing that up. I wouldn't go down to the tail right here because that's going to create a very, very steep trend line that's easy to breach. I'd rather have something that's a little bit shallower but still moving higher. That gets breached, I'm going to know about it later. So I do like RNG for a possible short. FSLR is another one that came up on one of my searches. You can see broke that prior day low, but it's bounced up through it. Let's take a look at the daily. Not as excited about it. So I'm going to mark FSLR off the list. Saw it early. Don't like it now. Procter & Gamble, really good looking short here. I like that below that 100-day moving average. That's your key right there. So we've got to break that support level. If we do, stock is going to have a pretty easy path lower. MGM, I'd mentioned below the 2 major moving averages right now. That looks like a pretty decent short. Should be able to challenge that low right there. So I like that as well. PGR was another one that I just found this morning. Progressive, that's after earnings. You can see the stock is starting to bounce right now. Probably got a little bit oversold. And there's your bounce. So you want to see if this stock is able to hold that low. And we're going to connect here. See if it breaches that trend line. So we've got some really good shorts. I'm going to check one more thing here. After earnings, bear. Nothing on the list. These stocks would have posted after their close yesterday or before the open. We're going to go right to after earnings, see what's popping this morning. We got BAC, nice gap higher. We've got the low was taken out right here, the low of the day. I don't like that so much. So the stock may have a little bit of a problem advancing, especially with big resistance right there. So I'm not interested. But I am looking to give you at least one bullish pick today. Love this breakout. This is Pop Bull Search. Love it. Oh yeah, CAH. So that's one of your longs, Cardinal Health, CAH symbol. See if we can find another one here. That was a nice little pullback. I like this breakout here through horizontal resistance. It has room to the major moving averages. So SFIX looks okay. Let's take a look at the 5-minute here real quick. Big gap up, a little bit of a pullback. It's got to start holding. It has to hold this low right here for me to be interested. Here's how we play it. I'm going to come to the candle, drop an alert line, and I could drop a shallower one up here, which is probably what I really should have done was to click there and click there. This is the better trend line because it's not as steep and it'll be more difficult for the stock to violate it. If it spends some time at the support level here, it'll extend out and eventually the trend line will come down to meet it. So I like that trend line a little bit better. LEG, very strong. Got a breakout to a new high. This is a new feature I just added. E, hover over the E, and there's your next earnings date right there. Super, super nice. What do we get? SFIX went above that first trend line. Well, that we kind of expected could happen right away. So we're going to ignore that one for right now. CVS, I like this breakout. Big green candles closing on their high. I like that. That's good. Good relative strength. You can see the orange line here above zero. That looks pretty dang good. Oh yeah, compressing near the high. Good relative strength. Gotta like CVS. All right, I think we've got enough longs here. So on the long side today, I like CAHSFIX and CVS. Out of those, CVS is definitely one of my favorites, and Cardinal Health, CAH. Again, all of this is available at Option Stalker. RNG has breached below the trend line, so there's our RNG alert. Well, it's definitely what I'm going to be looking at as soon as I get back onto my computer screen. Those of you who are active traders, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to be posting these videos every morning. Try and get them out 1 hour before the open. try and get them out in the first hour of trading. And if you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. We'll see you tomorrow.